Angela Boyle with Lobster Leaf Co. and the Tash Pawtcast. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
On another episode of Tash Pawtcast here with Angela Boyle from Lobster Leaf Cannabis Company. You're a clothing apparel brand out of Maine?
Yes. So we decided that we wanted to help advocate for the cannabis industry and help support the Maine growers and farmers, and it's expanded across multiple states. So we're dedicated to a portion of all our sales going back to the advocates that are for fair and responsible use. So a portion of our sales right now are going to help support the Maine Cannabis Union in their efforts to go to DC and meet with different lawmakers in regards to fair banking and the Schedule 3. So a lot of people, a lot of our consumers and a lot of our patients that all of these caregivers across the entire United States are doing, they don't realize what it is that the industry in general is going through in order to make it possible for patients to have the right to choose their own medication.
Okay, before we get to all that, though, let's just start at the very beginning. I mean, we got like 45 minutes to an hour to talk. We'll get into all that.
Okay.
All right, so tell me about how Lobster Leaf started. Where are you from? How did you start your company? What was the initial, what was your whole idea to get this whole company started? Why?
So I was in retail for a number of years. I fell into a pretty deep depression, actually. I had to leave on a medical leave from the corporate industry, and it was fashion retail. I found myself very broken, very overwhelmed. I sought some medical advice. I then had to take a leave from work, and during that leave, they experimented with a lot of different medications with me, and a lot of it was just numbing. And then eventually, I just turned to cannabis, and through that, I found joy through kids again, and I started to nanny with a friend because she had invited me to work with her.
Okay, were you a cannabis user before?
I was introduced to cannabis actually when I was 14 between my mom and some friends.
Oh, okay, but when you say that you were having medical issues and they were trying different things,
yeah.
And then now you went and you tried cannabis.
Yes.
What was the whole process in that? Like you weren't trying cannabis before, or
So I had used cannabis previously. So when I had, I was in a major car accident in 2000.
Sorry to hear that.
And I had broke both bones in my left leg, and I was a single mom with a 3-year-old.
Okay.
The hospital sent me home on Oxycontin.
Okay.
And at that point, I was I had my own house. I was taking care of stuff. But that really set me on a whirlwind. I became depressed. I don't know what was happening with the side effects, but I did not like them. So I turned around to the black market, and I exchanged my Oxy for cannabis. And
how wild was that, huh?
It was wild because I was clear-headed.
That's one you don't hear often.
No, I was clear-headed. I was relaxed. I could take care of my kid. I wasn't what is happening to me?
So you traded hard narcotics for cannabis.
Yeah.
On the street. That's wild. I don't think I've ever heard. I've been around for a long time. I don't think I've heard that ever happening. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah.
Usually people are addicted to hard substances, and they'll trade whatever the hell they can to get the hard substance.
Right.
Other way around. So you were a cannabis user.
Yeah.
And then you just experimented black market cannabis, and you started using that, and you were like, wait a minute, this is making me feel better?
Yeah. I didn't feel the side effects that I was feeling taking the pharmaceuticals that were being prescribed to me. I was feeling sick. I was feeling nauseous. I was tired. Sometimes I was angry.
I get all that, but what I'm trying to get to is what was the switch, the actual switch that was you know what? Cannabis. You smoking a joint, you were like, my leg doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
You were taking edibles, my leg doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And you were like, you know what? Screw this. No more Oxycontin.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smoke joints from now on.
Yeah.
And then you went and traded all.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I even renewed my prescription.
It's okay. Statute of limitations. Don't worry about it. We're out of the state of Maine. We don't know what the hell's going on. No one knows.
People were they were happy. I mean, I probably got taken advantage of because I didn't know a lot about the market in general.
Yeah, that's probably a market you don't want to be in anyways.
I was happy. Happy. They were like, yeah, I'll take that.
You don't want to be in that. That's once you start going down that path, it's a whole different class of people and type of. You're in a whole different arena. Like a lot of different shit could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying in that place.
Yeah.
So, cannabis. So you obviously your leg's not broken anymore.
Right.
Cannabis helped you through that, and then so how going from that, like cannabis rehab, like physical rehab with cannabis, how does that transform into Lobster Leaf Company?
So with Lobster Leaf Company, I needed a way that I could support the industry and get a message out that I saw missing within the industry.
What message is that?
And that was teaching the consumers and the patients what it is that the industry is doing to make this available for them.
Can you clarify that a little bit?
So in the sense, they don't really see the advocates who are going to the State House and or traveling to DC or to the freedom rallies. Not everyone necessarily is a part of that community, but they can learn about it and have a sense of participation and advocating on their own by purchasing the product, because they would know that purchasing this product, they're an advocate as well, because they're supporting the advocates for their rights.
Okay. So if I follow you correctly, you saw how good cannabis was, like helping and healing you.
Yes.
And then you realized that you had to go to black market, but you want it open for everybody, so you want to support the people that are advocating for legal cannabis.
Yes.
So you wanted to figure out a way to do that.
Yes.
So you decided to start a clothing company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's a jump.
It is a jump. It is a jump because it is different, but it's.
Why clothes?
I was in the cannabis industry with another company, and it was during the time where Maine was going like rec and medical, and everything was just changing really fast. I couldn't keep up with the laws. Like 1 minute while I'm opening a store, I'm fine. 5 minutes later, I'm breaking the law. Like the place could be shut down.
And you mean like a cannabis store?
Well, yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a cannabis store, a medicinal cannabis store, and.
So you tried your luck with the whole.
Yeah.
Like having a dispensary.
Yeah.
And that wasn't for you.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much knowledge out there and so much experience when it comes to growing and just the what makes up the plant in general that I can't grasp all of it, you know, but...
Yeah, growing to me, anytime someone asks me if I grow, I just laugh. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Like, I have time for that shit?
Amazing.
It's fucking crazy.
You know? So
you have to be dedicated. To grow cannabis, you have to be a dedicated person. You have to love growing cannabis.
Yes.
You can't like it. You can't do it for money. You can't... It just doesn't work. You have to love growing cannabis. Not even tomatoes, and like you have to specifically love growing cannabis, because otherwise, man, that's a people don't realize how insane that whole industry of growing cannabis is, and how hard it is to grow cannabis.
It really
especially good cannabis, because other people now can grow good cannabis. So if you come out with some shit, like it's gonna stand out as some shit.
Yeah.
That's
true.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like 20 years ago when, you know, there wasn't all these crazy strands and everything like that. Now it's like if you don't come correct with the best of the best immediately.
Right.
And to even get into that, I would imagine that the overhead is probably like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 just to buy the equipment to even grow that good weed.
Yeah, I've been to a few farms, very remarkable. Cat Lewis and Glenn Lewis, they own MMCM. That's another advocate platform. The Maine Medical Caregivers of Maine, they're pretty remarkable. Their property is amazing. They just hosted Shine Down on their property. And
what's that, like a festival or something?
Yeah, band. It was like a concert band. I wasn't able to make it because I was with at the Canna Brand event. So, but yeah, they did a really good job. Their property is beautiful. They have grows inside and outside. Then with all this different stuff going on with the Chinese grows through Maine and people getting shut down, and just there's some new things going on the background with like OCP and some municipalities that are cracking down on the just everyday caregivers, and so a lot of people are starting to shut down.
Well, for someone that doesn't know a lot about all this, you sure do know a lot about all this.
Well, These are just the things that I've like picked up along the
but
way.
it's a lot though. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I get it that it's like, oh, compared to like, you know, the teacher, I don't know as much, but like, you know, you are spouting stuff off pretty easily. Like, you do know what you're talking about through like regulations and municipalities and different laws and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can't even follow any of that stuff.
And that's what this is like, you know, like there's this whole sector that needs support and like backup that they don't necessarily or generally get it because we work within our community. Like you and I, we're working together. Other caregivers, other people like within our industry that are trying to move forward, we all work together, but we're not necessarily spreading the conversation to our patients and our consumers, where that can be an easy conversation just, you know, by spreading the word and letting people know like where your support, because this is helping support the fact that you have the right to choose your medication.
There's also like, when I got into cannabis, the podcasting part of it, the reason was because I didn't want to touch any cannabis.
Yeah.
So there's also a lot of like, there's a whole industry behind the industry that like isn't even an industry yet.
Right.
There is no support behind it. There is no structure behind it because this is so new. Like, I've been arrested for cannabis.
Yeah.
I've been put behind bars for cannabis. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that wasn't that long ago.
No.
It was 15 years ago. I mean, it wasn't 20, like it wasn't more than 20 years ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, for that to happen, for all this to go forward in this small amount of time like that, there's no structure behind it. There's not enough time for it to be structure behind it. There hasn't been enough. And the mad gold rush that came out immediately, and all the money that went to like places that it probably shouldn't have went to. Yeah. And it kind of just dispersed the whole cannabis industry in a weird way where like there's now this big gap behind it.
There is, yeah.
So it's like, it's almost like all these dispensaries. I don't know how in Maine you said a bunch of them are closing. In Massachusetts, a ton of dispensaries. Like I think 40 closed like last week alone. Like 40 different dispensaries. 40.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's an insane amount of businesses.
It's so sad.
Well, what it is, it's not even sad, to be honest with you. I think it's the opposite of sad. Okay. I think because what I think happened was, I think that everyone got ahead of themselves. I think the state got greedy. I think that people thought drugs equal money. People that really didn't have any business trying to do certain things, maybe had a little bit of money behind them, backing it. And what happens to people, like especially in the drug business, people get taken advantage of. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're not ready with your shit, I mean, at the end of the day, what people forget is that everyone's still a drug dealer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, like it takes a certain kind of person to have farms and grow weed and sell weed and do and packs and it takes a certain kind of person to do that. Those are the people that are now running these companies. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like people forget that part of it. Everybody put like a building around them and was like, oh yeah, now we're like this. No, you're the same. It's the same. Yeah. So people kind of forgot that. And what happened, I think, in that whole thing was the mad rush to everyone to like, I think the state was just like, yeah, give us all this money. Yeah. Give us all the money. We don't care. And now Dunkin' Donuts has opened up in the same parking lot of another Dunkin' Donuts across the street from another Dunkin' Donuts across the street from another. It's like, yeah. It's like,
it is. It's just like that.
Well, business, right? So if you have like, let's say a supermarket or a Walmart, let's say Walmart, like Walmart, it's like 20 miles or 10 miles to the next Walmart because you need like 10,000, 15,000 people to support a Walmart. Yeah. You have to have a community of like X amount of people, like restaurants, gas stations, barbershops, all the same thing. Like if you have a barbershop in your town and you have 100 people in your town, you have one barbershop. If you have two barbershops, it doesn't work. Yeah. You got to space that out to a different amount of people, and cannabis didn't do that. No. They literally like Weymouth, we're in Weymouth right now in Massachusetts. Yeah. Can't have a dispensary here. But the Abington line is literally, I'd say a mile that way, maybe less. A mile, like if we go out to 18, take a right, maybe a mile. Yeah. Maybe 3/4 of a mile, tops. There are 4 dispensaries, I think. Like right on the line.
Yeah, like right there.
Like right on the like one is like here, and then across the street down like maybe 120 yards, there's one up a driveway. Then in the same thing, maybe 100 yards up, there's another one up there. And then if you went the other way, like as a fork, if you instead of going that way with a 3, if you went the other way, there's like maybe a half mile on the street, there's another one there. Yeah. That's 4, probably within a 1/4 of a mile of each other. Okay. How are you supposed to do business? Yeah. How many people live in that area? Yeah.
They weren't thinking.
The state, I mean, the town was thinking about it.
The town.
Because the town just got 50,000. What the hell do they care?
Yeah.
They got their money by. You know what I'm saying? So people just kind of got like thinking that like, oh yeah, like, and then you had to put how many millions of dollars you had to put into that. It was crazy. And I think what happened was people just got ahead of themselves. The towns, the states, they saw the cash grab, they took it.
Yeah.
Can you blame them?
No. They would have. I mean, it's just dirty business.
It's dirty business, but like it's business.
It's business. It really is.
It's business.
It's just the way it works.
It's business. This is America,
right? So like, it's like
secret.
all these people are creating this industry and this platform for it to just.
Well, what it is too is everybody wants to do this. Why? Why doesn't anybody want to do this or this?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you need the whole thing. Someone got to make the food. Someone got to clean it up. Someone got to drive the transport. Someone got to like. It's all there's jobs and all this stuff. But everybody rushed to that.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, there's only so much money.
Right. Right.
And only so many people.
And that's it. True.
You know, but it's like so. Your clothing.
Yeah.
You're not really competing.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have. It's like
I've had dispensary owners purchase my product, but I've turned around and purchased their hat because I just like the logo on their hat, and they're like, they've apologized. They're like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be competition. I'm like, you're not competition.
No.
My brand is here to support you.
Yeah.
And I'm supporting you. So it isn't competition.
So now you keep saying this, that your brand supports. You brought that up quite a bit. Yeah. Tell me all about that, because that seems to be like your whole, what's your mission statement?
So it's for every unit we sell, we donate $1. Okay. So that's my 100% commitment. So the first year I haven't done like the total number because I just spent like the past 9 to 10 months getting to know different advocacy groups throughout Maine and trying to decipher how I will decipher the money. But so the Maine Women's Cannabis Council, they're really amazing. That's run by Christy. I've just been really impressed with them. I attended one of her Maine Cannabis Council symposium campouts for the weekend. It was a really great experience and met a lot of really great people. So it would help meeting her and seeing what her plan is and her drive is for the community makes me want to help support her. Like when I've gone to the meetings and I see the way she leads like these other women, and I just see how these other women are looking up to her to lead and help them, improve their business as caregivers and business owners. I find it inspiring and empowering. And then the same thing with the Maine Cannabis, the Maine medical caregivers with Kat Lewis. So that's like a 2024. So 2023 is the Maine Women's Cannabis Council, and 2024. So it's a financial donation where it's for every unit I sold, they're going to get $1. But beyond that, as we grow, what I foresee happening is because the way I track my donations is like for like the Maine Cannabis Union, if
donations or sales?
Well, I meant sales.
Okay.
I apologize about that. And I just think like donations.
All good. I'm just trying to follow.
Yeah. Is tracked through specialty coupon codes. So like MCU is MCU. You get 20% off your purchase, but I can go into my account and I can see how many items were purchased through the MCU code. And that means that will go directly to MCU. So the Maine Women's, the MMCM, same code. The Maine Women's, same,
And MCU is Maine's Cannabis Union, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what Pete?
Yes.
Okay, so how'd you meet Pete?
I met Pete going to one of the meetings and saying, like, this is what I want to do. And the next thing I know, I was on the board helping them out with getting set up with their social media and their website and their newsletter and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you go to DC with them and stuff and all that?
So our trip to DC got postponed. So we were supposed to be going the end of September, and that got postponed. So they're just moving the trip to a later date till after the elections.
What was that trip for?
That was to go and meet with different lawmakers to discuss the Schedule 3 and safe banking.
For those that don't know who Pete is, we're talking about Uncle Pete, Pete's Relief. It's a caregiver out of Maine. He's the city council for
Sanford,
Maine. He was someone who he wanted to change the laws of cannabis, and he advocated, couldn't get them changed, so he ran for office, won, and changed the laws.
Yes.
Dope shit. He's also... Pete's cool as fuck that people don't know. I obviously interviewed him, and I'm talking to him, not realizing that he is the reason. You know how before, you don't got the mic over there, Nate, but before there was, you couldn't, dispensaries couldn't, they get money in, but they couldn't bank it.
Right.
Yeah, because federally cannabis is illegal. So you can't have federal FDIC banks insuring cannabis drug money.
Right.
It doesn't, like if you own a dispensary, you are dealing in cash. You have millions of dollars in a safe in cash. You cannot bring that money to the bank. The bank will not take that money. It stays in cash form in a safe. That's how you deal with it. For years. It just changed, what, last year?
Yeah.
Pete.
Yep.
Him specifically. Mm-hmm. Not like him, like, not his, like, group, like him specifically.
Yeah.
Went to D.C. and advocated for this and got it.
Yeah.
So now every dispensary can use banks because of Pete.
That's awesome.
He also was the one, didn't he? Federally, there was something else he did that was like on a federal level, it's like decriminalized federally. I think that was him too, or something like that. Like it was like he did some other thing. It's like we all know it when it changed, and like he was the one also that made legal weed in Maine.
Yep.
That was him.
Yep.
And it was something else too. It's like you're like, no way that was you, and it was. I forget what it is. It's some ridiculous thing that like everybody benefits from it, and Pete is the one that did it. So he's one of those like just crazy guys who just gets shit done.
He really is. He doesn't like the well. He lines himself with the right people too.
Mm. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's lined himself with you.
He does a really good job, like getting people lined up where they should be. So that's nice.
So Lobster Leaf, the name.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the name?
Maine, lobster leaf, and then I was just thinking like a plant, so like lobster pot.
Okay.
So just kind of
lobster
like
pot's good.
Leaf,
Okay. All right. No, I'm just I'm all marketing. And who came up with your designs?
I did those.
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your background in fashion? Because you said that you did something with fashion.
So just management, working in just dress like fashion.
Is that why? But like just having that background, is that why it just was a nice, easy?
So it's actually interesting because as it all came together, I try to say that it's the reason this all came about. The vision I thought was mostly because of my fashion background. I think a lot of that is what does appeal is the business aspect of it, and the way I can probably put things together and merchandise and like design. But ultimately, like when I look at this, I think of my dad because I was raised by a commercial fisherman. Okay. So when I like look at it, my husband like built this himself, and it's like I had a vision and I had drawn it up on one of the platforms I use, and then he turned around and he like made it come 3D.
Don't you love when that like?
I'm just like floored. Mm-hmm. Literally.
It's almost like magic.
It really
it's
is.
like when you concept the product, when like you come up with an idea and you're like, okay, this is going to be a thing. It doesn't this didn't exist.
Yeah.
And it was an idea in your head, and now you got shirts and hats and hoodies, and I've seen your website looks great. Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that. That was like a lot of work. I haven't touched it in quite some time, but
yeah, I mean it's all professional stuff on there. I mean, I can only imagine you must be doing great business on there and whatnot. Is the word getting out more and more as you go?
Well, I kind of screwed up some of my socials and got disciplined quite a bit with like.
You put cannabis on it?
Yep.
Can't do that.
Yep.
You can't do that.
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna.
It's the reason we're not smoking right now.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You know, and you can vape, but you can't really smoke. We smoke at the end. We can smoke, but you gotta wait because the algorithm.
Yeah.
The algorithms are fun. So you messed up your socials.
Yeah.
But business has been good. So why don't? I would think that having a clothing company would be the easiest thing.
Yeah.
For social.
Yeah.
Just don't post cannabis anymore.
Right.
You could post like the buds.
Yeah.
You can't post people smoking.
Right.
Is that's what you?
Well, a lot of it was saying that I support cannabis. So all the wording, most of it was wording.
You got to put the C at and then.
Yeah.
You can't spell cannabis out, which is crazy though because a lot of people's Instagrams have the word cannabis in it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
I'm not saying a bad word, and I've had to like debate it with them. Like I've filed whatever papers, and I've said that I'm not selling cannabis. Like I support the industry and the advocates for cannabis, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You know?
that doesn't. They don't really. They could really care less. Because I've gone through the same thing. That's why we had to like just. You can't. It's funny because once again, it's still federally illegal, but it's all just crap to be perfectly honest with you. All right, well, you brought a whole bunch of stuff here, so I got to ask you, favorite way to smoke?
The favorite what?
How do you smoke? What you wear?
Oh, joints.
Joints.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
What kind of papers you using?
I use cones. I use raw cones.
And you stuff them yourself?
I do.
You don't have the machine? You got to like do the whole...
I do it myself, yeah. I just grind it and...
That's such a long way to do it. They have these machines that will do like 5 to 10 at a time.
Yeah.
And just bang, bang, bang. You
Yeah.
just like put them right in there and it just knocks them all out for the day.
Yeah.
Well, no, I got like that. Like you're over here doing this, like you're fucking just like putting them in like these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're an insane person. It's what it is though.
It's how I control my usage.
How long have you been smoking for?
Well, since 14.
14.
Yeah.
Consistently?
No, definitely not consistently. 14 was like more fun experiment.
First time.
And then yeah.
No, I'm saying first time.
Yeah.
Tell me about
like
it.
14.
Tell me about it.
Oh, just like
Who'd you get the weed from?
Oh my god.
Who'd you get the weed from?
My girlfriend stole it from her mom.
Yeah, of course.
And her mom was a nurse. She stole it out of her mom's.
So that should have been telling you a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, like that right there, like instantly tells me, like even back then,
Yeah.
like people already knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if a nurse is smoking, can it like?
Well, and my mom let me.
Why wouldn't she?
And my mom let me smoke it with one of her friends. One of the biggest joints I've ever smoked was when I was like 14. Like
to this day, still.
Yeah, to this like the guy.
So why not just fucking beat that?
Oh,
Now you have the supplies. You know people that have fucking fields and fucking acres of cannabis now.
I know, that's crazy.
Like they literally have like piles of it, like everywhere. Especially in Maine.
Yeah.
In Maine, that shit's fucking everywhere.
It is.
You can't even give that shit away. like there used to be a time with cannabis, like I don't know how old you are. I'm in my mid 40s, but like there was a time when you would smoke a joint and literally like there'd be 15 fucking people. Would be like everybody like is taking like one hit, holding it. Fucking now it's you got piles of weed and everyone's got their own joint and they got like their own. They got 4 different kinds of weed and maybe they're gonna roll this or they're gonna roll like you just came here and brought up 5 different fucking things. Like that's not abnormal.
I just wasn't sure how you like to consume and I don't know. I was just trying to be kind.
Okay, so what is this Daily High Club thing that you brought here?
So this Daily High Club thing is
designed in California.
Yeah, I don't know. My son gets it and he thinks I'll like it.
I was gonna say, are you regifting for me right now? Is this Seinfeld all like over again right now?
I literally am regifting to you basically, but this is good. It's cool. I just don't use it.
Oh, so it's okay that it's trash. It's cool trash.
It's not trash.
I'm fucking with you.
But isn't this cute? I think it's really cute.
So what does this company do?
I don't really know.
You don't even know?
They just make cool stuff and send it in this box every month.
So it's just like it's a weed box that comes every month?
Yeah,
I'm confused.
My son gets like this box, the Daily High Club, and it comes with like a bong.
This is so like I have no idea things like this even exist.
Yeah.
So this is like one of those not $5 boxes, but like they have like they have like the box. So you pay $100 for this thing a fucking month, and you don't even know what comes in the fucking box.
I don't. My son does.
You're out of your fucking mind. What the fuck? How much weed is your kid smoking? Jesus fucking Christ!
So I don't know what this is.
Like you spend $100, whatever, but like how many bongs can you have? You don't even know what kind of.
It comes with
all right. See, this is already fucked up. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this, but can we just like, come on. I don't know. I don't know if you can see this.
Is it the right way?
If you can see this fucking thing. But like, you want to go this one? Go to this one. Other one. There you go. Look at that.
But don't forget.
What the fuck is that thing coming out?
Don't forget his
wine. Fuck out of here! Like come on. What are you bringing over to my house over here? This is crazy shit.
Don't forget.
This looks. I'm just gonna say straight up. This looks like an abominable like snowman with his dick bong. That's like what? Right? Am I wrong that fucking thing is not coming right out of the dick?
I've never set it up before. So.
you know what I mean though. Hold on, you're supposed to suck out of this hole. Like I'm good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm good. It's like one of those dick pipes, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not happening, bro. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Like, if you want to smoke a dick pipe, all the power to you. I'm not going to complain, but I sure as fucking going to smoke a dick pipe.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, like, so Nate, do you want this thing? What even is this? I don't understand.
It's like I don't know.
I don't understand this. We'll have to figure that out afterwards. Yeah, I don't do bongs and shit that much. Bongs to me are like, I'm a joint guy. I'm a strictly
Yeah.
raw paper joint guy. I mean, I have like even over here. I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 of these over here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's 7 of those right there. That's probably from like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
You just collect them?
I mean, yeah, I collect them. It's like, oh, look at these ones. I show my friends and stuff. I'm like, check these fucking things out.
I was like, you just made fun of my bug.
Well,
you're collecting.
No, the thing is, I'm going to do something with those. What I'm actually going to do with that eventually is I'm going to smoke a turkey. I'm going to make, so those right there, you can make, when I was watching this thing a couple years ago, there was this dude, you know what a tandoori oven is?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had the tandoori oven, and the guy was making, he was making, I think there was ham in there or something. He was roasting something in the tandoori oven, I forget what it was. But he just threw a pound of weed in there and closed it up and was like, and I was like, oh shit, that's fucking smart. You can cook with weed. So I realized that I wanted to smoke something, but to smoke it, right, you gotta like, I can't just put a pound of weed in a smoker because what's going to happen is that's going to burn in 5 minutes. You got to smoke something for 10 hours.
Right. Okay.
So you have to make actual barbecue bricks, like those briquettes, those charcoal briquettes.
Yeah.
You can make those out of like roaches, like natural ones.
Yeah.
I have a machine that like you can. This is you got to do a process, but you can actually make charcoal briquettes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a bunch of charcoal briquettes out of that, and then those will last for like 8 to 10 hours. And I can.
Wait, how are you going to make the charcoal?
Because you grind those up with newspaper and it's another bonding agent, and you can like there's a machine. You put all the stuff in the machine, and you
Have
kind
you
of like
made them before?
yeah.
Oh.
And it's kind of like a clamp. It's like a square clamp, and like you put all this stuff in the clamp, and you like vice it, and you pop it out, and it makes it like a briquette.
That's so.
And that briquette, so it's like if you're camping.
Yeah.
If you're camping, so you can go camping. All charcoal is ash and like trees.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. It's like ash. It's carbon. That's it.
Oh.
So basically, you're taking all like the stuff, and you're making your own briquette. Yeah. So that is a way to light weed on fire for 10 hours.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you light a pound of weed on fire, it's gonna burn right out.
So you're going to do that for a turkey?
Yeah. Yep.
When's your goal? Do you have a goal date?
I don't. It was probably a year ago.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going and go. The problem is I need space.
Is that a year?
That's like probably 2 years.
2 years. So I'm just wondering, how much briquette do you need?
Way less than that.
Oh, way less.
Yeah,
so
way
you're
less.
good.
I'm more than
Oh,
good.
you got like 4 turkeys.
Yeah. That's probably what I'm doing, because eventually, once this thing gets big enough, we'll probably just throw a big barbecue.
Oh my God, you could sell those.
Oh, I mean,
You could make freaking marijuana.
I'm not going to do that.
You better
But what I
watch out.
am going to do is I'm going to make a fucking bunch of briquettes and do a big, huge like fucking like on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The problem is we can't do it like anywhere here.
Oh.
Because you need space.
Right.
Because which just people are like, oh, my neighbors are cool. It's like you have to win fucking turns.
Yeah.
And now this is blowing into your neighbor's house for 10 hours.
Yeah.
They might not be that cool.
Right.
Everyone's cool with weed until like it's blowing in your house for 10 straight hours. you know what I mean? And there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if that happened and the wind shifted, what are we going to do? We can't just put the fucking shit out. It's here. So we have to go somewhere like Maine or something like that, out in the fucking woods, and do it. I have a couple places, but now the logistics of trying to get everyone up to Maine is a whole different thing.
We gotta plan something, because I was thinking that on my way down here, like, we should all get together.
Well, we do. I mean, we do events.
Yeah.
But you're all the way in Maine.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
like that's
know,
far away. I don't know if you know that. Yeah,
it is far away, but I'm just saying, like, intentionally, like, plan something like where it's like Maine, Mass.
Maine and Mass.
I don't know, Connecticut.
Well,
legal.
New Hampshire can go
New
fuck
Hampshire.
themselves because
Well, I mean,
they're not legal yet. So what are we gonna do? We can't have New Hampshire in here.
But I mean, Maine's recreational, so you can't have everybody.
Well, yeah, Maine and Mass are, but New Hampshire, I think they might have just went legal. I mean, I think they just went medical. Did they?
I know, but they could still come and hang out. And
No, they can't. They're not cool. Because that one part of New Hampshire that you drive through, like when you get to Mass to Maine, you know that one like corner, like that's the word when you're carrying like a bunch of weed with you. Because like it's like legal, like federal for like 20 minutes, and then like
20-minute drive.
Yeah, like 20 minutes, like was it 10 miles or something like that?
There's
Like
a cop every couple.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like it's like fucking like 5, 6, 7 exits.
They pull people over constantly.
I'm sure because it was super legal in New Hampshire until like I don't know, recently. It's fucking stupid.
They want to make it like the New Hampshire liquor store. They want like the New Hampshire weed store.
Why wouldn't they?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's what they're...
Well, isn't that what the problem with all this shit is that, like, a bunch of people that don't know what the fuck is going on are trying to make this all happen, and it fucks it all up?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I can't imagine that New Hampshire's government weed's going to be any good.
Yeah.
Considering they were like one of the last people to even get on board with medical. I can't imagine that there's very progressive like people in the government of New Hampshire that know how to grow weed.
Yeah.
Or handle weed or sell weed or...
I bought weed in there. I bought weed in New Hampshire for the first time a few months ago.
Why?
It was just because it was down the road and I was desperate.
Why? What is going on? What is going on? I couldn't imagine. And it's going to sound fucked up because I know people that own dispensaries, but I couldn't imagine buying fucking weed in a dispensary. I just couldn't imagine doing it.
Oh, buying weed in a dispensary?
No, paying taxes for weed is fucking ridiculous. I couldn't. And like I say, I support, go to Low Key, go to Firebrand, go to Apex.
Yeah.
Those are my people.
Yeah.
I know people that own lots of dispensaries,
Yeah.
but I ain't shopping there. You know what I mean? Like
you don't have to either, I'm sure.
No, fuck
right?
no.
Yeah, no.
I've been around the game for a long time.
Yeah, they take care of you.
But like, no, like you can't.
No.
You can't. No, you can't. No. Like, every now and then I'll do a product review for someone who owns a dispensary or something like that.
Yeah.
But you can't. No, it's all no. So like when you. Even Mike's event, for example.
Yeah.
All right. Mike's event, not the most FCC regulated event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pretty much open. Like no one really there checking anything. You kind of, if you wanted to trap out there, you probably could have. No one would have fucking known it.
Yeah.
No one brought product.
Nope.
There wasn't a single product there.
Yep.
For sale.
Right.
You know why?
Why?
Because if you get caught selling fucking products, it's a huge major violation. You
and
can't.
They just made it legal in Maine.
And you can't give shit away. You can't like sell shit. You can't like when you throw events. Like the reason why all those people like that, like even Fernway, all Fernway's doing is like giving you a hit of a vape.
Yeah.
Because they can't.
That was different. That was the first time that ever they had the little plastic tip.
The straws there.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like that's but that's because you can't give cannabis away.
Yeah. So weird.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's so
weird. You can't.
It's so weird. We can in Maine.
Massachusetts, you cannot give cannabis away.
See, that's why we should all come hang out.
It's just like it's a weird thing that like if I had someone that owned a dispensary or have a product come in here, they can bring product with them, but what they got to do is sign it out. There's like only so many. Even someone like that own, I could name 2 or 3 different grows around here. I'm not going to name the names, but even like the bigger grows around here,
yeah.
Like you go up to like Ralphie and you're like, hey Ralphie, like let me get a fucking joint.
No,
can't do that.
No,
you go to Ed D'Souza or something, and be like, let me get a joint. Like you can't. I think they have like maybe an ounce a month that they can give away. That's like it's very like when people come in here with their cannabis, like it's wrapped. It's like it's serial numbered and shit. Like it's like you can't. You figure if you own a fucking dispensary, you could just grab a bag and walk out.
Yeah.
Like if you own a store, you can just grab a bag of chips and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a Gatorade? Go back, grab another. You can't do that because everything is like numbered and regulated to the point, and they're trying to like find people. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't.
Do you think people are gonna jump back to the black market?
I don't think people ever left the black market.
I don't think they have either.
Why would you? Why would you ever?
Well, because you have like good friends. They come to your house. They deliver.
No, I mean like it's like I think that the black market. I think what I genuinely think. I think that it's like Walmart.
Yeah.
This right here is what's going on is Walmart right now. Walmart comes into a town.
Yeah.
You have a hardware store, a sports store, a clothing store, a furniture store, a car, of all that. If you have 20 different stores, then Walmart comes in.
Yep.
And they are one store. So you don't need 20 stores now. So all those 20 stores go out of business because if you go to a sports store, a tennis racket costs more money at a sports store than it does at Walmart because Walmart buys a million of them at a time. You know, the whole overhead thing, blah, 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 blah. But then what happens is after they get rid of all the competition, prices go up.
Yeah.
What's happening right now?
Yeah, prices are going up.
I mean, you can still, Maine's a little different with the micro cultivations and stuff like that. So you guys the prices are different here and stuff. But like, you either have like your $100 ounces.
Yeah.
Which is basically like your main beaster bags that like people have had in warehouses for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years. So what happens is like if I grow a ton of weed, right, I don't sell it, I'm obviously going to vacuum seal it and stick it in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Where do you think those $100 ounces come from?
I guess the warehouse.
So like when weed was on the street and you wanted like a cheap pack of cannabis, like from like a, distributor illegally, black market.
Yeah.
You come across stuff that is a lot cheaper because it's been sitting for a long time. doesn't taste the same. You know what I mean? Like you smoke some of this like cheap weed. People could buy weed for like $100 an ounce, right?
Yeah.
It's not
the best.
Yeah, it's something to be desired, stuff like that. Well, that's because people are. I tell people like this: if you were to drink, even when you go to a liquor store, they have Belvedere and top shelf vodka all the way to like Cossack.
Yeah.
People don't. That hasn't hit yet in cannabis. People don't know.
Yeah.
It's just that I want to buy cannabis. I want to buy weed.
Yeah.
How much is it? $100. How much is yours? $200. I want the $100 weed.
Yeah.
Well, do you know why?
Because that's been sitting there long.
Yeah, well, it's a reason why weed's fucking $100.
Yeah.
Like like you think that people don't want to make money on that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's because it's been sitting there. It's because they can't sell it for $200.
I forget. I just saw something where they were just throwing away like so much cannabis.
Because
it was it New York.
Probably, yeah,
New York confiscated. I forget how much. It was just like today or yesterday. Dumpsters full, just throwing it out.
I bet. I mean, was it good weed?
I don't know. I mean, New York. I mean, I would think
that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. But
I mean, like.
I mean, it can't be good if it's in the trash.
it could be. I mean, it. I don't know. The whole thing, and probably no one went to jail though.
No.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
So I mean, that's starting, but I don't know. I think that the cannabis is on the back. I think it's going to come back around. I think what happened was, I think your mid-level market dealers, your like gray market. I hate the fucking gray market. The illegal dealers, like your traditional cannabis dealers.
Yeah.
There's probably 5% of them left.
Yeah.
There used to be, everyone had a guy.
Yeah.
No one has a guy anymore.
No.
Because what happens is you go to the dispensary, you get like one deal for the first day, and they got you hooked.
Yeah.
And you never go back to that guy again. That guy goes back and gets a regular job. Now the dispensary selling weed for $250 an ounce. That guy's not around anymore.
And you're like, where did the guy go?
Where's the guy go?
Yeah.
He's doing construction.
Yeah.
Because you stop. And now they can charge what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
That's kind of the cannabis industry now. What are we, like 4 years into it?
Yeah.
I know that Maine is a little different because obviously, Maine actually did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah.
They did a better job than Mass.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we're happy over there. You know what I mean? For the most part. We're recreational, so people can come and visit, relax. We can consume openly on private property. It's nice. People can come, get their cards, and not feel, like they can come and enjoy their vacation.
Well, we have that here too, but now you have your card. It's like it's all regulated.
Yeah.
Like cannabis used to be cool.
Yeah.
Regulations aren't cool.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like rules, not cool. Like having to like follow a line, not cool. Like so, it's all like you can get your card and go to your designated spaces and do designated things according to them, but that's not really how you really want to. It's not free.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the next step for Lobster Leaf?
So right now it's just kind of reinvigorating and try to redo the website and change wording on all the social media marketing, trying to pull the word cannabis out, because that's an uphill battle. So, and I'm not winning it.
Yeah, just take it out. Just take it out.
Take it out.
Just take it out.
But yeah, so that's really it. I'm working on a couple of things with some of the women in the industry, pulling together some of the nonprofits and doing an event. There's this gentleman, his name's Steve. He's, I believe, a reporter for, the Maine Wire. And he created a movie called the Triad Weed movie. So I haven't seen it. The tickets are like $100 and they're playing at the Aquaboggin in Maine.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a outdoor water park, so like it'd be like a drive-in movie. Okay. So he created this movie, from what I understand, and it's about the Chinese illegal grows in Maine and how it's affecting the industry and stuff. So he's doing a premiere of that September 20th. And he had said that he'd be interested in doing some type of a collaboration or a partnership. So I'm thinking maybe we'll try and get everybody together, the different advocacy groups, and create an event where we will show the movie and then the money goes to them.
Okay. Can you explain to people like what the problem with the Chinese grows in Maine are?
Not 100%. I just know that they've just been getting away with it, and it's highly illegal the way that they're going about it, and it's just driving down the price of cannabis in general within the state and taking money from the people who are trying to do things legitimately.
Well, yes. And I would think that because Chinese grows are everywhere.
Yeah.
The Asians have been growing cannabis for as long as I have been dealing with cannabis.
Yeah.
The Asian bags, they've been around forever. Popcorn bags, it's like you could tell an Asian bag when you get it.
Oh, okay.
You can tell, like, usually it's like these buds, it's these compacted hard buds that have been through, they haven't been trimmed. They've been, what's the
like a tumbler or something?
They put them like in a machine to trim them and stuff like that. It's not like
okay.
it's like a craft cannabis with like all your fucking, I'll show you some afterwards.
Yeah.
But that's been part of cannabis literally forever.
Yeah.
So it's funny that people in Maine are, I get why they would be against that, obviously, because especially with the legality of everything. But like, I know for a fact there's a ton of people in Maine growing a fucking ton of weed in their backyard.
Oh, yeah.
That's not legal and not fucking regulated and none of that bullshit.
Yeah.
White people, too.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, Maine is somewhere, you can go to some certain places in Maine, like a town in Maine, and like out of the, let's say 3,000 people that live there, like 1,000 of them grow weed.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, like, it's not that easy to grow weed. I've had people give me plants. And even just
these are farmers.
Well,
you're not a farmer. You're in fashion. You know what we're talking about. You have lobsters on your shirt. You know what I'm talking about. You're nowhere near a farm. You're near the coast.
It's true.
I don't know if you know this though, but Maine is known for growing shit.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Not the part with the coast is and the rocks are, but like the other part, like the fucking whole rest of that takes like 9 hours to fucking drive up that bitch. Yep, those guys.
I'm just thinking like 1,000 farms in one town. That's incredible. You're right. I haven't seen like that.
Yeah, I mean, but when you go up to places where there's no cops, there's no traffic lights, there's no post office. Half of Maine. Yeah, half of Maine. more than half of Maine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so no one's regulating this
real
shit.
Maine, the real.
Yeah, no one's regulating this shit. No one cares. Like I have been places that people grow, and the neighbor grows, and the neighbor grows, and the neighbor grows, and the neighbor grows, and the neighbor grows.
It sounds like some happy neighbors.
Yeah,
That sound like the kind of neighbors I'd like to have.
Yeah, I mean, some of them. But when it comes to that kind of shit, you deal with. You're dealing with a large group of people. Yeah. A bunch of different kinds of people.
That's true.
I'm just saying the fact that more than just Asian people grow. Yeah. Those legal grows. But those grows, that's like, you're getting pounds for like maybe $300, $400 cheaper too. Yeah. To those guys.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, that's what probably the problem is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like it's a bigger operation.
Oh, okay.
Don't have to pay taxes, no overhead like that. Like the government's not regulating it.
Why is that though?
Well, I mean, it's bootleg. Right. Like if you go to like Times Square right now, people are selling bootleg movies, CDs, clothes, bags, every fucking thing. You go downtown Boston, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all that bullshit. It's all bootlegged. Right. Same thing. Yeah. Same thing. It's money.
That's a good point.
So I mean, immigrants are people come over that one opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Wherever, however the fuck you want to look at it.
Yeah. And this is what they do.
It's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's like around here, what they'll do is they'll go to like a neighborhood, like in Braintree, let's say. Yeah. Like Braintree's right over there. Yeah. Weymouth is not as upscale as Braintree is. Let's put it that way. Big houses, money, shit like that. People will just buy a fucking like a big house. Yeah. Gut it. Grow 2,000 plants in there. Buy 3 houses on a cul-de-sac.
Well, I was trying to figure out, like, I have 3 acres. I'm like, is there somebody that wants to grow and use my land?
You can do that, man, can't you?
I don't know.
I'm 90% sure in Maine you're allowed to do that.
Yeah,
you're allowed to rent out your land. And if you don't grow on your land, too, you should. Well, I'm saying if you don't grow, you should have someone else rent your land if you have
That's what acres. I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I would let them do that. However
I'm like 90% sure that is a thing that's allowed in Maine. And I want to say Pete's the one who did that. Oh. I do. So you should probably talk to Pete about that because he was in here talking about it, and I'm willing to bet that was one of those things that he brought up.
What hasn't he done?
I don't know. Pete's a crazy guy. He should run for president. Yeah. Favorite weed movie?
Oh, so I don't really have.
Come on.
No.
You can't be on a weed podcast and have a favorite weed movie. Come on.
I like the teddy bear guy.
Ted.
Yeah, he's funny.
The teddy bear guy.
Yeah, he's like
Half-baked.
Thunder
Friday.
Yeah. Oh, Half-Baked Friday. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big TV person, to be honest.
Okay. How about weed song? Best song to smoke a joint to?
Best weed songs?
Yep. Best weed song.
I don't know. Like, You Can Call Me Al.
You Can Call Me Al.
Yeah.
That's not a weed song.
Why isn't it? It's a relaxed song.
That song's about
I like to be high during that, like riding around the radio, like my Jeep all open, just do.
That song, I believe, is actually about alcoholism.
Well, you know what? It catches my vibe.
Well, no, I'm telling you, because I do music and shit.
Yep.
Paul McCartney, Paul Simon.
Yeah, I like him.
Betty Ford Clinic. If you call me Betty, I will call you Al, alcoholic.
Oh.
Al, yeah. So it's like a man walks down the street. He's like, I think he's talking about a guy with an alcohol problem.
Yeah,
I think that's what that whole. Yeah, so I think that's what that whole song's about.
Yeah, so
I love that song too.
I was probably just really high and just jamming out.
A lot of people don't know what a lot of songs are about because
Yeah.
you don't really dig into them and listen to them and shit like that. But yeah, that song I believe is about.
I'm gonna have to re-listen.
It's one of those things that he doesn't advertise that,
Yeah.
but if you listen to the lyrics of it, you're like, I think he's pretty much talking about. Betty Ford. Betty Ford was Gerald Ford, the first lady who started the whole Betty Ford Clinic, the AA, all that shit.
All that, yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, but
pretty incredible.
You can call me Al.
Yeah, you can call me Al.
Alcoholic.
Okay, that's good.
There you go. Yeah, didn't ever catch it.
I don't. There's like a lot of. I just went. My sister's in recovery.
Okay.
And I just went to a meeting to celebrate her.
Awesome.
Which was really awesome. But there were things that they were saying, and I would be like, oh, okay. And then my sister would just start laughing at me because it's just terminology that her community would understand. And so I'm thinking one thing and they're all thinking another. So it was good.
Well, recovery is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm happy for your sister.
Yeah.
Because that absolutely is something that takes a lot of people from us.
Yeah.
Either way. So yeah, I mean, we're about done. It's been an hour.
Oh, has it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you imagine? It goes so fast.
It does go by
It goes
fast.
so fast.
It really
Is
does.
there anything else that you want to talk about or tell us about your company that maybe we missed?
I don't think so.
I mean, you do what kind of products do you do? Hats?
We do.
So tell us about some of the stuff that's out here.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm really proud about this. My friend, she does this little business.
Okay.
It's called Kayla's Dream. So.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, we got one of those up there too. I know. Yep, I know what you're saying now. Yeah.
I just wanted. She made me one for the weekend this past event, and I wanted her to make you one. So this was like something that. This is like totally.
These are these.
I don't know how to use it, but.
I don't know if you've seen this, Nate. We should have gave you a microphone, but they do these things now where there's cups. It's super easy to do bongs now because they just print them, mass printing them on cups, and they stick banners out of it.
Isn't that kind of cute?
And they stick. There's a thing that goes one way. This will go here.
Isn't that crazy?
That will go there.
My friend Sandy.
And then you got a bong. So you can put your stuff on bongs.
Yeah.
So basically, they just took cups, put cup tops, and smart. Spencer got one up there.
So cute.
That's dope. I like this.
Yeah.
I like your logo too. Some of your stuff look good. I'm definitely interested in some of your hoodies.
Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that.
I'm definitely interested in some of your hoodies.
Yeah, well, send me one that you like, and I'll send one to you.
Yeah, we'll make everything. We'll make everything work.
Along with your the size you'd want. But yeah, I thought that was cute. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was something that I fell apart. You kind of you get into the whole corporate. You feel like you want to grow and climb, and almost like something you want to prove. You want this better life for your family and your kids. And so I just kept working and working and climbing. And then, just one day you realize that you're shit to them. You're shit to them.
Yeah.
Like you're nothing. You're absolutely nothing to them. And you are everybody's replaceable.
Everybody.
And
no matter what your numbers are.
And it broke me. It literally broke me. And I through going home and just finding my smile and playing with kids and then just experimenting on like you said, the algorithm. The algorithm is actually so freaking smart because it was the algorithm that taught me this. Like, it literally led me one step to the next step to the next step.
So I tell people all the time, as you said, you came in here and you're like, wow, all the stuff. Like, I had none of this. A year ago, I had none of this stuff.
That's why I'm impressed with you.
Literally every single thing here, I had to YouTube,
Yeah.
Google, spend hours, learn. Like, that's how you got to do it, though.
Seriously.
Because nobody gives a shit.
They don't.
No one cares.
They
You
don't.
are replaceable. It doesn't matter what your numbers are. They'll get someone else in your spot in 2 seconds. You got to build it for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're in America and you're not working for yourself,
Yeah.
or you're not like trying to get to the place you can work for yourself, you're
Yeah.
fucking up. You're
Yeah.
never gonna have any money. You're never gonna have any freedom. You're never gonna have anything.
You're going to be miserable.
For
You're
your-
going to miss everything.
Everything.
You're going to miss everything, and everything's like, so many times I missed important events or holidays or
Being
just
behind a desk, and then it just didn't.
and because it was like whatever it was, like whatever the company I was passionate for.
You thought that was going to help you get to a
Yes.
better position, and at the end of the day, they didn't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Oh yeah, they're just like, and it's fine. I learned my lesson, and now I nanny. Okay, that's what I do. I take care of 2 kids. I love nannying, and I built my little brand.
How long have you been going for this now?
This has been a little over a year.
Okay.
It's been going like a little bit over a year, and it's been really great. It's been a lot of fun. It's fun to do with my kids. My son Gavin, he's in this picture right here. He went through a lot of different stuff where he was like on medications and hospitalized and stuff. And one day I came home and he was flushing it all down the toilet. And you know what he was consuming?
What's that?
Cannabis.
Is
At 14 years old, he's arguing with me over what these different pharmaceuticals were doing to him, and was like, he tried to talk to me and his dad. He tried to talk to us, but we were really sold into talking to the doctors. You know what I mean?
who are
Like,
getting paid by these companies to.
right, but we weren't looking at it like that. We were looking at it like, this is our child. And we
No,
wanna
no,
help him.
but the actual truth is those doctors are
Yeah.
on the fucking board for half of those medications.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And my son just one day looked at me and was like flushing him all right down the toilet and was like, I'm not doing this no more, Mom. He's like, and he pointed out a couple things that he doesn't like, and then like just sometimes like the things he would think, or like just where it would bring him mentally. And
It's crazy too, because like I said, I'm 43. None of this shit existed. Like, there's kids that now they take all these pills and shit.
Yeah.
And at young ages, and it fucks them up like bad.
Yeah.
Like, not even like on a level of like it mentally like fucks them up like big time for long term. I've had talks with more than one person like in their 20s
Yeah.
that have gotten off because they were bored at school, or they got bad grades or some stupid shit. Like, now they're on 9 fucking pills, and like it's all money.
it is.
It's all kickbacks. It's all percentages. It's ridiculous.
I joke with my husband all the time. So my husband wasn't feeling very good, like, I don't know, like a month or so ago. And he went to the doctors, and his mom said, you should go get tested, because if you have COVID, they can give you some type of a shot or something. So my husband, because he does construction, was like, listen to his mom, went down, right? And I'm like, yeah, you should do that. He goes, they test him, and they said, well, we can't help you, you're too healthy. I said, so his mom says, how did the appointment go? I said, oh, they just told him to drink some water and to call him in 7 to 10 days if he doesn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Because that's what they say.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the doctors, it's drink more water and call us later.
I don't even want to get into the doctors now, because it's like everything is screwed with this country right now, and like you can't even get a doctor's appointment anymore. So it's wild. But yeah, everything's kickback, everything's money, everything's percentages, everything's profit. It's all bullshit.
But this is cool.
It's unfortunate. No, what you're doing is cool too. I mean, it's just basically what you're doing is you're just starting your own company, doing your own thing. I dig it. You got some good shit going on.
Well,
If you want to look into this camera right here,
Yeah.
and you want to tell everybody where they can find you.
Awesome. You can find me at Lobster Leaf Co. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can go to our website. If you want to get 20% off your purchase, use code MCU. And for every purchase, for every unit sold, we'll donate $1 to the advocates that are for fair and responsible use.
Instagram?
is at Lobster Leaf Co.
And what's the website?
Lobsterleafco.com.
Okay, Nate, flip this one right there. Because you can get these. I mean, it's hats, it's hoodies, like Scully's. She has a lot of stuff on there. It looks like a lot of quality things on there.
Yeah.
You do a lot of quality stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. I love what you're doing. I'll definitely be in touch with some more stuff. And make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Marty forever, Sense lives, and fuck Kurt Schilling. Peace.